That jumped and caught that in mid-air. Oh, brilliant. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Well guys, my name's Douglas and I make fishing videos and tutorials to hopefully inspire you to try new fishing methods and to help you catch more fish. Now guys, you join me back on the float tube today, and today I'm doing something a bit different, and I'm actually dapping today, which is basically fishing a really short line using some dapping floss. And I've got my 10-foot 4-weight rod, my little nymphing reel, and I've got about 18 feet of dapping floss, 6 foot of tippet, and I've got a little size 14, and this is like a March brown pattern, and it would probably represent a mayfly as well. Got a little tail in it, some browns and olives in there. And the reason I've chose this method is, I don't know if you can see on camera, but it is really windy today. It's probably blowing 15-20 miles an hour, some strong gusts. And that's the reason I've chose this method. It is really, in this type of weather, a little bit of wind, there's not a lot of fish moving, so this method forces a fish to the surface. You know, the little wild brown trout, they're opportunistic and they'll pretty much come up and take most things that's on the surface. I've been fishing for a little while. I've probably had about 10-15 trout dapping. I started off with a dark coloured fly, which was really productive. It was a Bibio hopper, but the hopper, it doesn't float very well, it does sink quite quickly, and you're just constantly dressing it. So this one, a little bit bushier, and just hoping that it is staying up a lot longer than the Bibio hopper. So I've probably got about 25 feet out from it to the fly. So like I said, you're not fishing a long distance away from you. There's no casting involved, and it is a super exciting way to fish. The fish can be really acrobatic. They can jump clear of the water to get the fly sometimes when you're hovering it over the surface. And I had one earlier which did that, jump clear of the water, and it got the fly. So that was really cool. But yeah, when the fish are on, this method is super deadly, and especially when they are rising, and this is really productive. But it's really productive as well without a rise. Like I said, it is just really exciting way to fish. I'm right on a rock just now, so I'm trying to get off this rock. There was a fish jumped up for that fly where it was hovering over the surface. Still trying to get off this rock. The wind's pushing me at the same time, so it's a bit better. And because the wind's blowing so strong, that fish jumped out the water again. Don't know if that was the same one. Little guy. But the hookup rate for fishing this style it really is second to none. You're almost direct contact with the fly at all times, and I think I've only missed about 2 fish out of 10 or 15 fish. Stunning colours in this fish. There we go. Thank you, buddy. So yeah, simple as that. Give this fly a dry off. Now I like to dry the fly off initially, just put it on a little elastic band, give it a bit of a ping, and that gets a lot of the excess water off the fly. I'm just trying to manoeuvre myself away from that rock again. Now with the fly, I initially ginked the fly up, and then once I've done that, I just keep reapplying some desiccant just to keep it afloat for a bit longer, and then basically start the process again. Get the line out, the reason I'm using my nymph reel is it's a full cage reel, so because I've got mono tied onto the back of my 18 feet of dapping floss, the mono doesn't go between the gaps of a traditional style fly reel. So like I said, I'm about 25 feet of line out, which is all you need. I'm just going to paddle back. There's a little island behind me, and I'm just dancing that fly on the surface. And like I say, sometimes the fly doesn't even land on the surface and the fish comes clear out of the water to get the fly. And it can be tricky just to get that fly onto the surface when the wind's blowing so strong, and it's just a bit of trial and error really. You know, you'll find a way to get it on the surface like it is just now. It's just dancing on the surface and then it lifts off with the wind, and if it's on the surface too long, you just lift your rod up and then lay it back down again, and there's another fish on. You see what I mean about this hookup, guys? It is phenomenal hookup. And that fish got off because of wrapped round some weed. Fish on. That jumped and caught that in mid-air. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. So much fun dapping. The colours in that. That's a stunner. Thank you, buddy. There's not many fish rising, so I'm forcing the fish up. There's the odd fly about. There is one or two fish rising, but there's no rise as such. I've had the baby O hopper on. That was very productive. There's another fish. That was very productive as well. But the baby O hopper doesn't hold up well in the water. It gets waterlogged very easily. So I've put on this bushier sort of March brown pattern. Seems to be doing okay. That's the third fish I've had on it in probably 15 minutes. Stunning wild brownie. Thank you, buddy. It's just been really tricky in terms of keeping the fly steady for any amount of time. Even though you know you don't want it on the surface too long, but just to keep it on the surface, it has been a challenge. Just with this gusting wind changing direction. But it's certainly nice when it does stay steady. You just have a feeling that something's going to happen. There's another one on. Brilliant. I've actually drifted out a fair bit from the bank. It's a little wild one this time. Right in the bottom lip. I'm just going to paddle my way back. That trick, missed the fly first time, got it the second time. Very nice wild one actually. Come on, buddy. Yeah, lovely wild brownie. Oh, cracker. Thank you, buddy. Be good if they got a little bit bigger, but they're still good fun to catch. Perfection. Perfection in miniature. So, quick change of fly, guys. This one's a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller in pattern. It's one of my grandfather's flies, actually. And we'll see how it does. Should be okay. It's a similar pattern. A little bit of a tail. And again, sort of representing that March brown. Could be a mayfly, small mayfly. We'll see how it does. Maybe they just like it slightly darker, but it should catch fish. A little fish rose to my left. Just think there's the odd fly getting blown off the land rather than a sort of hatch. The fish came up there, just missed the fly. See if it comes back again. Yeah. And the fly worked. Good old grandfather's fly. What a little chunk that one is. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, buddy. So guys, I've changed fly again. I took off that lighter coloured fly. I just didn't think it was working for me, even though I got a fish on it. And it was good to get one of my grandfather's flies. This is another one of my grandfather's flies. It's the same one as I caught before. It's that sort of bushy March brown pattern. And I think it'll be better just with that, you know, bushier fly. Plus, obviously, it's a little bit darker as well. So we'll see how this goes. Here we go. Let's see. Much easier to see as well. Now that didn't take long. Change of fly. There's a fish rose to my right, quite a bit down. There's a fish too. I actually missed that take because I was looking for that other rising fish. Hooked itself. And he wanted that fly, it's right down his throat. Forceps job. Oh, stunning fish. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, buddy. I've got a little size 16 elk hair caddis on. Just missed a fish just now. The wind's really picked up. I've got a bit of shelter here behind one of the islands. There's a fish. There's a fish. Little guy.